Davido, 1 billion followers. Nigerian music has taken over.
It's thriving. It's growing at an unprecedented rate.
In the early days when we started radio, we played probably 90% foreign music and 10% Nigerian music because of, like I said, not just about the content, but the quality. Now, for example, I think we probably play 95% local content and 5% foreign. And the 5% foreign is probably in dead time. They used to beg to be on radio. Now you pay them. I'd rather listen to a local act now than a foreign act because it's more relevant to our society today.
I think we're in a space where the world is watching the Nigerian music industry right now and are very interested in what we're doing.
How did Afrobeats become so popular?
We'll have to go all the way back to like, let's take it back to like, say the Fela era and then the 80s, right?
Way back then, it was, people appreciated more foreign music because they had better quality. Nigerian music wasn't really. We had great artists at the time, but there were more the older traditional artists like Sunny Ade, Ebenezer Obey. There were no hip-hop young artists like we have today. But people appreciated and preferred, the younger people preferred the foreign music at the time.
So that was your generation?
At the time, yeah.
Right.
It was more the likes of Kool and the Gang, Dynasty, Shalamar. Yeah, everybody wanted those. They wanted acts from the US to come perform in Nigeria. And we had an advantage. We had a space where we could do that, and we did that successfully for 3 years. It was huge. We always had sold-out concerts at the National Theatre, always sold out. And there were 2 shows a day, 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. And it was sold out for all the shows. It was highly successful.
We had major labels and, all the, from the Island Records and the Decas and all those guys. They were there, they were in Nigeria, they supported our music, Fela was signed, King Sunny Ade was signed, all these guys were signed.
It was hard. It was hard because, first of all, if you say you're in entertainment, you're looked down upon. You're not taken seriously. If you're not a medical doctor, you're not a lawyer, what the heck are you doing? Promoting acts?
The way that people looked at anyone that wasn't a politician is they kind of looked down on you, especially if you're in creative industries, because of the military era, creative industries just didn't flourish in Nigeria. The military era really just shut down, creative businesses and all that stuff. So people really looked down at creatives because typically they were not financially stable, right?
But over time, it was the early days, People started coming out. It was a great experience for a lot of young people. A lot of people in the 50s and 60s would appreciate what we did then in 1980, 81, 82, 83. Because that was the first time foreign acts were really coming to Nigeria to perform for that young crowd. It was just an amazing, amazing thing for us.
I'd say like from maybe mid 80s into like the 90s, there was a big void. I don't think the government of Nigeria really helped their cause, and things just didn't go the way of the majors and they left.
When you have a man like Fela, Anikulapo Kuti, who was anti-government, he was almost branded useless because by the government, because he spoke against the government and they wore him down. So a lot of people were afraid. A lot of people were afraid, naturally. And then, like I said, music was not exactly something you could drive into and say, hey, I want to make a lot of money. You have to be strong to be in that business. And the military, I tell you for sure, military time did not help anybody. It did not at all. Entertainment industry was zero. But a man like Fela went against all odds, became successful. He's more successful now as a dead man than he was when he was alive. It's amazing. Kind of like Elvis Presley. The Naira was very strong. It was 1-to-1. It stopped when the currency got devalued. The old traditional ones continued, and they had a few sprinkle of acts coming out in Nigeria. But then again, technology wasn't great, so it was neither here nor there. But I remember way back up to 1998, thereabouts. In 97, when we started a radio station, for example, I'm just giving an example now. You play a foreign CD, the quality would be great. Then you play a Nigerian CD. I'll never forget people like Two-Face in those days when it was in Plantation Boys. just slightly before him, his time, the quality was always so low. I'm using that, don't, Two-Face, you're great, man. But the quality of most acts in Nigeria, quality was so low.
You know, the mixing, the mastering of the songs wasn't quite there yet, but you could see the talent was so vibrant. And the music really represented Nigerian culture. I mean, I want to talk about my experiences with Afrobeats from the early 2000s. And, you know, I remember the Plantation Boys. I remember Two-Face, Style Plus. It was just so raw.
We used to bring in South African music then on radio. It was very popular. And then there was a law that came out by the NBC saying Nigeria, we must play 70% local content and 30% foreign content. We struggled with that. We're doing 50-50. It helped promote the Nigerian music. The NBC wanted to promote the Nigerian music through the Ministry of Information. And it encouraged people to say, okay, you know what? I can now produce music, it will be aired on radio. As opposed to, I'll produce music and I'll put it on dead time. So now we had no choice but put Nigerian music on prime time.
Let's go a step back, because while the majors were away, the likes of Two-Face and Tribesmen, they were also there. Like, this was like early 2000s, you know, they were doing their thing as well.
And this era was different from, you know, the Blackies and the Labajas, which were like more traditional sounding music that was more for, or even like the high life music, the Igbos. This was different. It was this new age movement of youth, of young people just making music influenced by R&B, influenced by reggae, but with its own, but still being authentic to Nigeria. And I literally was there. I remember going to these like Plantation Boy concerts, or like even P Square concerts. I remember like Storm Records was a thing, and they would have these like little gigs, you know, and you just saw it so fresh. The music videos weren't what they are today, you know. I mean, this is a grassroots industry, much like Nollywood, which really built itself. Afrobeats built itself also, and the difference is it takes way less money to create a song than it does to create a movie, right? It takes way less money and effort to make a song than a movie, because a movie is like there are songs in movies, right? So it took Nollywood a lot longer, but music, it happens faster. If you do things in music, it happens faster, right?
To make it even better, MTV Base came to Nigeria in 2005. And they started taking this act to South Africa and other African countries. So suddenly, Nigeria exploded. MTV Base was a good, huge vehicle to take Nigerian acts to other countries. Before then, they were just kings in the small pond, which is Nigeria. But when they took them outside Nigeria to South Africa, Zimbabwe, England, Nigerian acts would become very, very popular. Nigerian music started becoming cool again, I'll say that. People in our generation started connecting more with the diaspora. You know, we'd go back for Christmas, we'd hear like new songs and we bring it back, or we take it back to whether it's America or England or whatever, and then it just started getting cooler. The likes of the Dbanjs, the P Squares, the Wande Coles, NATO C's, they really helped things grow again, the Banky W's as well. So I'll say, yeah, around that 2006 era.
Dbanj really like started becoming popular around 2005, and from 2005 to 2010, that was really his era. But they still did it, they still tried, and they still created an industry, you know, doing these shows, all these concerts that they would do. They weren't getting paid a lot compared to what they're getting paid now.
With the change in technology, Nigerian acts changed the whole landscape. Technology changed, the music got better, got brighter, got more efficient.
And I literally watched as the music videos started to improve, as cameras started to improve, DSLRs started coming into the market, and it was so much cheaper to produce a higher quality music video. We started seeing them emerge and create these music videos. So we had the WizKids and the Davidos who started emerging in the 10s.
When that was like the WizKid era, right? That's when WizKid popped on. Davido came out 2011. Burna 2011 with us, 2012.
And they ushered in a new era, a lot younger. And I feel like I kind of blinked, and all of a sudden WizKid was like a superstar internationally. I watched it all happen, but in my head, it's like, how did it happen? I still get confused, how it happened, because it was consistency. He always kept putting out music, and then all of a sudden we were looking at him like the Dbanj replacement in a way. He was big for a while. He was big, and then Davido also low key was still working around the clock, but I feel like WizKid was always seen as he was bigger, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Davido became this bigger star as well, and then of course Burna Boy followed that. But now these are the three biggest people in Afrobeats today.
And then with the advent of obviously smartphones, technology, it's just become easier now for people to share music, people to discover music. I think that's the key word, discovery. Music discovery now is easier than it ever was, or has been. So the world has finally now sort of caught on to what we've been doing, in the shadows or in the dark, and the labels have come back. So, Sony's in Nigeria again. They've been there since about 2012 or 2013. Universal's in Nigeria again. Warner they're there via Chocolate City, and they're playing around. And exploring, I guess, entry, but yeah, they're back now because they see an opportunity.
Now, for example, I think we probably play 95% local content and 5% foreign. And the 5% foreign is probably in dead time. So we're just telling how things have evolved. Nigerian music has taken over. I'd rather listen to a local act now than a foreign act because it's more relevant to our society today. Nobody talks about the foreign act again. Nobody does. It's totally, completely changed. The dynamics have changed. The whole landscape has changed.
Watching the industry grow and literally being there firsthand, going to these concerts, looking at it at a grassroots stage, and watching it evolve into what it's become today, to this mega $1 million industry, which is probably going to go, and it's really opened doors for Nigerian film. It's opened doors for Nigerian food and Nigerian culture generally.
It's great for economy because you're now creating entrepreneurs. You're now creating rich musicians as opposed to people who are hungry and begging. Now they're rich. They used to beg to be on radio. Now you pay them you pay to see them in concerts, which is good. And there's a chain reaction for that. They employ other people, artists, and they employ musicians and whatnot. And it's certainly great for the economy, and it's certainly good. They become great ambassadors when they leave the country. And they go perform in the UK, the Caribbean, the US.
And it's sort of exporting Nigerian culture around the world. I really do see that Afrobeats is gonna get bigger, it's gonna get better, and more people globally are gonna know it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace. Welcome to Ask, the Artist Starter Kit. This course is for musicians that are serious and ready to take their career to the next level. In this short, to the point course, I'm going to teach you how to build an artist identity and persona that helps you build a cult following. I'm also going to teach you how to market yourself on social media effectively so you can build a strong following today. I'm going to teach you how to market yourself and position yourself so that the media, the press want to feature you on their platforms. Most importantly, this course is going to teach you how to bootstrap your career and get the ball rolling. What I'm teaching you in this course is stuff that people just really aren't teaching you. My name is Kenim O, and I'm a media entrepreneur, and I've been in the entertainment industry for 17 years. I've worked with musicians, with artists. I've, worked in film. I've worked in broadcast journalism, broadcast television. I've worked in a lot of different aspects in the media ecosystem, and I'm going to give you my perspective, my unique perspective, and how to craft a media story around you, how to create content that is compelling and draws viewers into you, and how to build a public persona that will create a core cult following that are rooting for you endlessly. And how do I know all this? Well, not only have I worked with musicians, but also as a filmmaker, I craft stories, whether it's for the news or whether it's for scripted content. I'm going to put all these ingredients, all my media training together to teach you how to approach the music industry in the 21st century. This course is going to be different because I'm giving you that media perspective, how to make yourself marketable, how to make yourself attractive, how to make yourself stand out from the crowd so that you can get to your goal of becoming a professional musician. So guys, if you are ready to take your career to the next level and really seriously build your career, purchase the course now. All right, I'll see you there.